Hey there, you must be interested in credit cards or even credit card hacks. Well, you've come to the right place. When I started applying for credit cards, I didn't really know what I was doing and I was pretty much just going with the flow, so that's why I made this video today. I wanted to go over some tips on what I learned in my credit card journey so you don't make the same mistakes that I made. I've also added a bonus one at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. Hey there, welcome to Venture with Jazzy. On this channel, I talk about credit cards and money spending habits. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And before we get into the video, I want to make sure you know that credit cards are not meant to hurt you financially. Credit cards should help you, so make sure you're paying off that balance each month and really try not to go into debt. If you really are in debt, just work on trying to pay that off. Now let's get into the video. So the first on this list is you can downgrade your credit card. Now, maybe a lot of people already knew that downgrading is an option, but I actually had no idea that this was an option. And this was kind of part of the reason why I was a little bit afraid of looking at these credit cards with annual fees, because down the road, I didn't know what my options would be. So downgrading is an option for you if you see that in the future you have an annual fee card, but you no longer want to pay that annual fee, and so you can downgrade to a card that no longer has an annual fee. This is a really great option instead of closing your credit card. And you don't want to close your credit card because that affects your credit history, which ultimately affects your credit score, and you don't want that to dip down. And now you might be wondering, okay, so what are my options to downgrade my card? Well, downgrading a credit card is essentially selecting a card within that product line, and it generally has a lesser annual fee or no annual fee. So if you look at the Chase Sapphire Reserved or Preferred, you'll see that there is also the Freedom Flex and the Unlimited. So you have the option to downgrade your Sapphire card to one of those Freedoms. And these Freedom cards, they don't have annual fees, which is exactly why people opt to downgrade your Sapphire card into these cards. And there are times where there isn't a direct downgrade option or even a downgrade option where you still have to pay an annual fee. So for example, if you look at the Amex Platinum card, that card has an annual fee of $695. Now, if you decide one day that, oh hey, I have this card and I'm not really using it to its full potential, do I have a downgrade option? Well, you do have a downgrade option, but the lowest you can downgrade it to is the Amex Green with a $150 annual fee. And $150 is better than $695, but if you are still not getting value out of that Amex Green, then it's probably better if you cancel this card. Now, this is why we should always evaluate our future before we apply for these credit cards. Now, I know it's really hard to know, okay, what am I going to be like in the next 4 or 5 years? But you can at least kind of predict what your next year is going to be like. If you already have plans to change your spending habits and then you think, oh hey, this Amex Platinum card is really cool, I really want to try it out. Well, maybe that is a reason why you should think, I don't know what next year is going to be like, and if down the road I need to cancel this card, this might be something to consider. Number 2 on this list are retention offers. Now let's say that you're Billy and you love collecting credit cards, and down the road you have about 10 credit cards, but you realize, oh hey, this new credit card, it actually does better for my everyday spending rather than this first card that I have, but I'm still paying an annual fee. And I kind of feel like this credit card is no longer so valuable. Well, Billy could call his credit card company and ask for a retention offer. Retention offers could be a good way to keep the card rather than downgrading it or canceling it. And what do retention offers typically offer? Well, it kind of depends, but sometimes they work just like welcome bonuses, where they will give you a specific amount of points as long as you spend a specific amount of money. Other offers could include statement credits or even just waiving that annual fee. Now, how should you get a retention offer? Well, what you can do is you call the credit card company, and you can either do it 2 ways, either directly ask them or kind of beat around the bush. Just say, oh hey, I had this credit card and I really feel like it's not working well for me. I'm kind of reevaluating if it's worth it for my lifestyle. Do you have any retention offers available for me? And chances are they could offer you a retention offer. Just try your luck and see what happens. Number 3 is you can move points from one person to another. Let's say that Billy wants to take his wife to Paris, and he almost has enough points to book 2 round-trip tickets, but he notices that if he were to combine his wife's points, then that would be just enough to get those tickets. So what should Billy do? He should ask to transfer his points. Now this actually depends on what kind of credit card Billy has. If he has an Amex credit card, it would work differently than on a Chase card, but let's say he has a Chase card. Chase's policy is that you can transfer your points to any member in your household as long as they also hold a Chase card. So Billy can easily do that. Or if even Billy had a Citi card, Citi is a little more flexible than Chase, as you can transfer your thank you points to anyone else who has thank you points. However, if Billy had an Amex card, this is kind of different. So unless Billy's wife was an authorized user for at least 90 days, then that's the only case where you can transfer your Amex points. So this is a great option if you have just enough points between 2 people and you kind of want to avoid using cash. Number 4 is you can get the sign-up bonus more than once. Now this one also depends on which kind of credit card you have, but a lot of times you can get the welcome bonus more than once. And you want to get more welcome bonuses in your lifetime because they're like the speedy way of getting all those points. To do some quick math for you, if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, right now their sign-up bonus is worth 80k points, and all you have to do is spend $4,000. That kind of makes each dollar spent worth 20 points. But let's say you are just using the card for everyday spending, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred's highest point value is 5 times the points for travel. In order to reach 80,000 points, you would have to be spending $16,000. That's like 4 times difference between getting the welcome bonus and just doing that everyday spending. So now how do you actually get more than one welcome bonus? Well, this really depends on the card policy. So if you look at the Chase Sapphire Preferred's policy, you can only get another welcome bonus within 48 months of applying between each cards, and plus you cannot be holding that card at the same time. So this is why downgrading your credit card is a key thing to note before getting your second welcome bonus versus canceling that Sapphire card. So if you downgrade that Sapphire card before the 48 months is up into a Freedom card, then you can reapply for a Sapphire card and then get that second, third, or even fourth welcome bonus. Hopefully we can get more than 4 welcome bonuses. That's like 16 years out. So Chase is really nice about their welcome bonuses, but let's talk about someone who really isn't that nice with welcome bonuses, and that's Amex. So Amex's policy is you can only get 1 welcome bonus per person, per card, per lifetime. So make sure you really evaluate whether that welcome bonus is really high for that first Amex card, or else you're only going to be getting that 1 welcome bonus. Number 5 is you can waive a late fee. And this tip can really only happen to those who are generally very responsible on paying off their balance, and understandably life does happen and you can accidentally forget to pay your credit card when the time is due. And if this ever happens to you, you can call your credit card company and say, hey, I accidentally didn't pay my credit card on time. This was an accident, it won't happen again. Is it possible to waive it? Sometimes they may do this out of courtesy, so you can try your luck here. Number 6 is if you get denied for a credit card application, you can call them up and ask for a reevaluation. Getting denied on your credit card really isn't fun because not only do you not get the credit card, but also you get a ding to your credit score. I'm really only saying this to those who really feel strongly that they shouldn't have been denied for the credit card that they applied to. And let's say you have a great credit score, always pay your card on time, and are under the Chase 524 rule. Well, you could ask for a reevaluation because, human error does happen. And I have a personal example kind of relating to this. So 2 years ago, my husband and I, we both applied for the Chase World of Hyatt credit card at the same time. 5 days later, I got an approval letter, but my husband did not. So we were kind of wondering, what's going on here? And he was also under 524. 2 weeks later, I got the credit card, but he still had no answer. Then I was beginning to think, is Chase's policy for denial ghosting people? I've actually never got denied for any Chase cards, so I don't really know what happens when they deny your application. So we decided to call up Chase and see what's going on. And we actually found out that it was on the Hyatt side where there were some issues. Chase ended up handling everything, and 10 weeks later, my husband got his credit card. So this isn't exactly a denial for a credit card application, but I think we're seeing a pattern here, which is you should probably call your credit card whenever there's an issue. Number 7 is you should pay before your statement closing date. By now, I hope you all know that you should be paying your credit cards in full per month, but you might have wondered, what is the statement due date for? Well, this day is where your credit card tells the 3 credit bureaus how much you're spending on your credit card. But the thing is, if you happen to be spending more than 30% of your credit line, then that can actually ding your credit score. So that's why it's important to pay as much as you can before that statement due date. Make sure it's below 30% utilization, maybe about 5% is even better, and with that, you could avoid any dings to your credit score. Number 8 is if you're married, you should take advantage of applying for the same credit card. If you have a +1 at home and are often going on trips together, it might be a great idea to apply to the same credit card. Now, I'm not really saying that you should both apply to the same high annual fee credit card, but there are credit cards out there that really make sense for the two of you to own. One example is the Chase World of Hyatt credit card. This credit card is excellent because the annual fee is just $95 and it gives you a guaranteed free stay at any Hyatt hotel every year. So if you both have these Hyatt credit cards, then you get 2 stays per year and only have to pay 2 $95 annual fees. And also, if you want to learn more about this Hyatt card, I have made a video about it. You should really check it out. It's one of my favorite hotel credit cards and it's super beginner friendly. Number 9 is get status match. Maybe a lot of you already knew that status match is a thing out there, but for me, I actually didn't know that it's a pretty frequent thing you can get out in the market. And having elite status in one loyalty program is already great, but why not transfer and extend your status in more than one place? For example, my husband has the Capital One VentureX credit card. This credit card gives us elite status on Hertz's Presidential Circle. Anytime we get a rental car with Hertz, we get pretty much a guaranteed free upgrade. But something cool is that you can get elite status match between Avis, Hertz, and Enterprise. So now that we have all 3 of those companies' highest elite status, we can now have more flexibility about deciding which rental car company to pick, and we always have guaranteed free upgrades. Let's get into the bonus tip. This one has to do with status match, but maybe it's been way under your radar, and that is get AARP. Now, I know that my audience is not over 60 years old. You guys are around my age or a little bit older, but AARP could actually serve useful to you and save you a lot of money. There's this person on Reddit who got AARP membership when he was just 24 years old. After 18 years, he saved money on cruises, plane tickets, restaurants, and he pretty much only spent $288 on all those years of membership, but that actually saved him over $15,000 in deals. Personally, I don't know how you can keep track of how much you're saving within an 18-year span. I can barely tell how much I spent within 2 years. Anyway, I did my own research and I did find that you can get up to $65 on economy or premium economy flights, and you could get free status match to Hilton Silver Elite. Now I know that Hilton Silver Elite, it's like their lowest status. However, in order to get this status otherwise, you would have to be staying at a Hilton hotel for at least 10 nights a year, or you get that Amex Hilton card, which has an annual fee. I mean, you get free bottled water. Isn't that a great perk? Okay, so the water is nice, but if you want to go to a Hilton hotel that happens to be a resort, having this Silver Elite status does waive that resort fee, so that does save you some money. Anyway, that's all I have for you all today. I'd really like to know which tip on this list was the most interesting for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you're new here, please subscribe. I'm a new channel and I would really appreciate the support. All right, I'll see y'all in another video. Bye-bye.